Overall tonight, Andrew, just your thoughts of the way you guys performed from start to finish.
I thought the first period was really good. Generated a lot of looks. I think we were on top of them. Our forecheck was good. We had good gaps. Second was okay, and then the third, we were too busy defending. I think we weren't thinking about getting that next goal. I think we were really just trying to hold off, and against a team like that, you keep giving them ozone possessions, they're going to break through at some point. So. Obviously we want to be defensively responsible, but we got to continue to attack a little bit more and try and get some ozone time. And the best way to defend is by playing the offensive zone.
Patrick, your line combined for 5 points here tonight. What did you like about the three of you combined today?
Yeah, I think just the excitement level to play with each other right from the get-go. Obviously, it's nice to strike early like that, but first period we had some looks. Obviously, playing with these two guys are very, smart players. So you try to get yourself in position where you can get the puck back and be good on the forecheck, second man on it, and create offensive zone time like that. So I thought it was a good start for us, and hopefully we can just build off that game.
Patrick, what did you see change after that first period?
Yeah, I think Copper said it all, to be honest with you. Not much more to add than that. I mean, we had a great first. And it's nice when we're playing hungry like that, on top of them, excited to play with the puck, not thinking about defending, instead just taking it to them. And we got to get that more in our game, especially when we have a lead. I mean, throughout this year, we've seen it multiple times where we have a lead and we're just kind of playing defense. And it's just tough to defend like that all the time. It wears on you. It's tough on you energy-wise. It's so much easier to play offensively with the puck in their end, offensive possession. So we got to get that a little bit more in our game.
Is that a mentality thing from you guys defending too much, or something else?
Yeah, I mean, I think guys are trying to be responsible, right? They're trying to play smart defensively, but there's still ways to make it tough on them by playing the offensive zone, not giving them easy pucks back or easy possession, holding on to it, keeping it below the goal line. So. That's just something we need to develop in our team.
Andrew, you are off to a great offensive start. Is that just a reflection of an expanded role, or are you doing anything any different? Or?
I mean, I would argue that the role wasn't expanded until tonight. I'd say it was actually decreased, to be honest. No, I mean, I think it's in my game. I think that when I signed here, that was part of it. Hasn't necessarily clicked exactly the way I wanted to, and part of that is myself. Part of that's the injury, from 2 years ago, and part of that's deployment as well. I think I was, relied on as a checking line player, play against the other team's top lines, and no power play. I think that can kind of change your outlook and your mentality a little bit too. So I'm definitely not up here complaining. I'm just kind of just stating what has happened, I guess. But I want to contribute offensively. I think that's a big part of my game. I think that going to wing today is a big part of who I am. Being able to play up and down the lineup, play center, both wings, both special teams. That's kind of who I've been. So I was looking forward to the opportunity tonight to play with these two and produce and try and keep that going, like Patty said.
I'm curious from either of you, just given Leon and Talbot just rotating starts, how much did the last minute of all the shots Talbot was facing in net just really show his strengths in net?
Yeah, I mean, he's been really solid all year, I think. He's fought through traffic very well. I think you saw that a bunch in the third. They had a lot of, around the net scrambles kind of where he battled really hard, and Al does the same thing. So not too much of a differentiation between the two. I think the thing that gives us a lot of life is just the fight for both of them, the competitiveness, every puck. They're fighting to see, they're fighting for rebounds, they're doing everything they can back there. So I think that gives us a little bit of jump.
In your pregame, you talked about the opportunity to measure yourself against one of the elite teams and get back over that 500 hump. How do you feel about the 1 point here tonight?
Yeah, well, obviously a really good point against an opponent like that on a back-to-back and a 3 and 4. Just a little frustrating the way things played out there in the third. Not getting our game all the time, or we had it some of the time, but again, that's a pretty darn good point considering the circumstances. It's a pretty good week.
How did you see the game winner unfold?
missed track. I don't know if we thought we were still in a 3v4 situation, but it was a simple 4v4 man-on-man situation, and we missed a track there.
Conference line with Copp and Kane combined for 5 points here tonight. Just overall with that line and the lines that you mixed up, how did you feel that played out for you guys tonight?
Good. I think we have. I love the center wing caliber, the guy that can do both, and I just think a lot of our guys, it's a little less on them to be on the wing. A little less thought, a little less taxing, and I think they've produced and done some good things on the wing. But again, we have the luxury of moving guys around. So again, the lines are great. A tough matchup tonight. Huge credit to our guys on seeking those matchups and getting a point against a really good team. But just two really special players. In pre-scout we call them cheat code players. The old Nintendo. They're special players. So again, all in all. Pretty good point.
Was that part of the reason for moving Copp into that spot?
Yep. It's just kind of I don't know, say just a different look within our top six, knowing the matchup tonight. And again, I think Copp throughout his career has been very good on the wing, and he's been good at center. And obviously, that's what he's been asked to do here.
What have you thought of his season so far?
Good. Yeah. He's done some good things. Obviously, he was probably on the bad end of some of the penalty kill, unfortunately. But the penalty kill was great tonight. So, positive for sure.
Derek, you talked so much about shots allowed in defensive zones. Was that a lot more manageable?
No, that was called a game. It just, I think, when you saw the volume in the second, even though I think we had maybe 2 or 3 chances in the second, it was those things that are finding our game, turnovers and wall play. And that's kind of been the recipe that we get ourselves in a little bit of trouble. Obviously, you didn't see that in the first stretches when we had some looks. So I think if we can keep concentrating in those areas, it can look like it did for a lot of tonight.
You knew they were going to push. You guys need to be hungrier to build a bigger lead.
Yeah, it could have been. Obviously, we could have came out of that first period with a couple goals, but obviously we hit some posts, but they had an open net look too. They had their push in the second. Ends up being a pretty even game. And again, back-to-back are challenges, especially a 3 and 4, and having an opponent like that sitting on us. Pretty impressed with our guys' effort tonight.
Is everything all right with Lucas after he left?
Yeah, I don't know what. He kind of got jackknifed there, and he had legs and arms and everything going which way or the other, but he was fine.
Cheat code players, but a player like Connor McDavid's going to get his chances and make
Yep.
things happen. But the way that Dylan Larkin is able to kind of match up against him, what does it say about where Larkin's at?
I like it. Obviously, we challenged both those guys, JT and Dylan, on the matchup, and they did a phenomenal job. It's amazing. We're such special, talented players. Even when we couldn't get that matchup, some icings or stuff, what it looked like. So I think a huge credit to those guys. Let's match up tonight.
How much of Talbot's effort in the last minute, as they're still on the power play, got you guys?
Excellent. Huge point. Not only Talbot, our penalty kill. We had a couple huge blocks. I think Fish took one off the head. So again, why it's a pretty exciting point. You're 2-2 with 1:50 left, and you see that power play go over the boards. I think you'd be okay with getting a point. Yes.